Hi guys, so let's start with the question of the day. The question goes like a 23-year-old female presents with jaundice, pallor. The peripheral blood smear shows the presence of spherocytes. On ultrasound, splenomegaly was also seen. You also remember that osmotic fragility is the screening test for this disease. What is the most common inheritance pattern of this disease? So, in this question, first you have to identify the disease, then you have to know its inheritance pattern, and then you have to know the pedigree. Which pedigree will it fall into? So, this is a three-step question. So, if the same question comes in your exam, start highlighting the keywords. Jaundice, pallor, spherocytes are seen on blood smear. Osmotic fragility is a screening test for this disease. So, spherocytes gives away the diagnosis. First, what are spherocytes and how they are different from normal RBCs? Let's understand that. Normal RBCs have a central pallor in between, and the lifespan of normal RBCs is 120 days. In spherocytes, the lifespan becomes 10 to 12 days. You can learn 120 and 12 days. And there is no central pallor. As you can see in this diagram, there is no central pallor in the cells, so these are spherocytes. And we often confuse this. I made this mistake during one of my GT. What is the most common cause of spherocytes? It is not hereditary spherocytosis. It is autoimmune hemolytic anemia. It is very important, and I think it's a PYQ also. So first you have understood what are spherocytes. Now what is this disease? Jaundice, pallor, splenomegaly is also seen. So jaundice, pallor, splenomegaly, it shows that some hemolysis is definitely happening. Yeah. So in hemolysis can be of two types: intravascular, extravascular. In extravascular, splenomegaly is seen. Why? Because RBC's destruction in extravascular. Extravascular means outside the blood vessels. That is the reticuloendothelial system. That is spleen, liver. So in spleen, it will show as the RBCs will keep on lysing in the spleen, it will cause splenomegaly, and in liver, it will cause hepatomegaly. It will also present with anemia and jaundice. So this is about first what is extravascular hemolysis. Now in spherocytosis, there is some defect. What is the defect? In this, there is mutation in the ankyrin. And this is important. Mutation is in the ankyrin. Band 3, band 4 spectrin. You can leave this. And what never mutates is glycophorin. Glycophorin never mutates. So first question, what is the most common mutation and what never mutates? It's glycophorin. Due to the structural defect in RBC membrane, there is decreased surface to volume ratio, which causes a spherical shape of RBCs. This accumulation of lactic acid and RBCs then developed an abnormal shape. So there is now phagocytosis in the reticuloendothelial system. So there is decreased surface to volume ratio. So that is why there is increased MCHC. Dehydration is caused by the loss of water and potassium, and decreased MCB. And the screening, it is by osmotic fragility test, as these cells are very fragile. And very important is this. No need to remember this all. Just remember EMMA, eosin 5 malonite binding test. This decreased EMMA. So you can learn like this. In hereditary spherocytosis, EMMA is the most important test. So this is about hereditary spherocytosis. There's a lot to understand about the pathology, but for a NEET exam, just remember these points. What is the most common mutation? What is never mutated? MCHC is increased, MCV is decreased, osmotic fragility test, and ankyrin. Spectrin is most commonly mutated in which disorder? It is mutated in hereditary elliptocytosis. This is also can be an important question for further exams. So yeah, this is all about hereditary spherocytosis. There's no need to learn all the pathology. Just learn the important points, as only these questions can come. And in patients of hereditary spherocytosis, you can also see pigmented gallstones. And pigmented gallstones is the most common cause of gallstones in Asian population. This is from surgery. So now you have to know, what do you have to know? You have to know what is the most common inheritance pattern of this disease. So from A you can learn Ankyrin, it is autosomal dominant. It can be autosomal recessive, but most commonly it is autosomal dominant. Now let's try to see the pedigree. In this, for what is happening? Mother is affected and 1, 2, 3, 4. She has 4 children and all the 4 children are also affected. Again in this, mother is affected, both the children are affected. Mother is affected, both the children are affected. But here father is affected but none of the children are affected. So this is mitochondrial. Mitochondrial means mother will only give. Mother is never partial. It will give all the disease to all its baby. So it is mitochondrial. So this cannot be the answer. Now let's see this. First see if all the generations are affected or not. If all the generations are affected, means it is a dominant disorder. First you can learn like this. All generations affected, dominant. Then you have to see whether it is autosomal dominant or X-linked dominant. So let's see. Yes, in this all the generations are affected. Don't get confused by this. Here the generation is not affected. So that is why the further generation is not affected. So yes, this is a dominant disorder. Now autosomal and X-linked. What happens in X-linked dominant? In X-linked dominant, girls are more commonly affected. But here you can see the boys are affected. In X-linked dominant, the father gives to the daughter. The father gives to the daughter. So this cannot be X-linked. So this is autosomal dominant. So yes, this is the answer. But let's see the other option. So I want you guys to figure out what is this pedigree and comment in the chat box. And this is an acquired disease? No, it is not. It is an autosomal dominant disease. It can be autosomal recessive in cases of spectrin mutation. So please, you tell me what pedigree is this. So answer is autosomal dominant, that is B. So this type of question can come in your exam where you have linked path, genetics, biochemistry, everything. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow with another question.